In the realm where time began its timeless dance, there lived a king named Satyavrata, the embodiment of justice and righteousness. His heart was as pure as the mountain stream, his rule as gentle as the morning dew. One day, as he strolled along the banks of the Narmada River, a tributary of the mighty Sindhu, he saw something that tugged at his compassionate heart in the shallow waters. He spotted a tiny golden fish struggling against the current, desperately trying to hide from the hungry eyes of larger fish that circled it like predators. Without hesitation, King Sriram stepped into the water, scooped up the little fish in his palm, and shielded it from its pursuers. As he did, the fish looked up at him with pleading eyes and spoke in a voice as clear as a temple bell. "O king, I am but a humble matsya, a cosmic fish, and I seek your protection. My life is in peril as the mighty makaras and other aquatic creatures of immense size are out to devour me." Touched by the fish's plight, Sri Rama felt an overwhelming sense of empathy. He gently placed the fish in a golden pot filled with river water and carried it back to his palace. But as the night wore on, the fish grew larger, its scales shimmering with celestial light, and the pot became too small to contain its magnificence. The king, ever mindful of the fish's well-being, transferred it to a large tank, yet even that proved insufficient. The fish continued to grow, filling the tank to the brim and overflowing onto the palace grounds. Realizing that no boundary could hold such a divine being, the king led the fish to the nearby Manor Lake. As the fish swam in the lake, its light illuminated the surroundings, banishing darkness and revealing the hidden beauty of the landscape. Still, the fish was not at ease. It yearned for the boundless expanse of the ocean. So the king, with reverence in his heart, accompanied the fish to the Arabian Sea. As the fish swam in the vast ocean, its light illuminated the entire horizon. Then, in a voice that echoed with celestial authority, the fish turned to the king and said, "O king, I am none other than Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. Your compassion has pleased me, and for that I shall grant you a boon. Ask and you shall receive." Overwhelmed with devotion, Satyavrata fell at the feet of Lord Vishnu and said, "O Lord, I have no desire for personal gain. I only wish to know what brings you to me and how I can serve you." Vishnu, pleased with the king's humility, revealed his divine mission. A great flood is imminent, one that will engulf the entire earth and wipe away all traces of adharma, unrighteousness. You have been chosen to preserve the seeds of life and ensure the continuation of creation. I shall return in 7 days to guide you through this cosmic cleansing. Until then, tend to your duties as a king and do not let this revelation distract you. With that, Lord Vishnu disappeared into the ocean depths, leaving King Shraddha in deep contemplation. 7 days passed like ripples on a pond, each moment echoing with anticipation. And just as Vishnu had promised, he returned, not as a fish, but as a colossal golden fish. His scales shimmered with celestial light, and his eyes held the wisdom of ages past. He spoke to the king in a voice that resonated with divine power. "O king, The time has come. The deluge is at hand. I have come to take you aboard the vessel that will carry you and the essence of life to the new world that is to be." As they stood on the shore, Vishnu pointed his massive tail towards a distant horizon. There, in the distance, nestled amidst emerald hills, lay a massive boat. Its size was awe-inspiring, promising refuge to all that could find their way inside. With bated breath, King Shraddha watched as the giant fish swam closer to the boat. Each stroke of his tail stirred the very foundations of the earth. As they approached the boat, a team of strong and valiant men guided it into deeper waters, preparing for the journey ahead. King Shraddha, filled with a sense of urgency and purpose, quickly assembled the wisest sages, pious hermits, and learned scholars, each embodying the flame of spiritual wisdom. He also gathered pairs of male and female animals, ensuring the preservation of all species. Then came the most crucial task, collecting the seeds of plants and grains from every corner of the kingdom. These were placed aboard the boat, along with the 4 sacred Vedas, the repositories of ancient knowledge. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the land, dark clouds gathered in the sky, heralding the arrival of torrential rains. Thunder roared, shaking the heavens and the earth, as if nature itself was preparing for a grand spectacle. With the preparations complete, King Shraddha and the assembled company made their way onto the boat. They clambered up the rope ladder one by one until the deck was crowded with those who sought refuge from the coming storm. Amidst the cacophony of thunderclaps and the increasing roar of the wind, Lord Vishnu, with his colossal form, emerged from the churning waters. His golden scales glittered like stars in the night sky, and his presence radiated an otherworldly calm amidst the gathering chaos. He was magnificent, both terrifying and reassuring, as Vishnu prepared to tie the boat to his horn for the journey. The Serpent King Vasuki, his 1,000 hoods held high, approached the assembled company. "O dwellers of virtue," he boomed, his voice echoing with ancient power, "the deluge has arrived. Hold fast to the ropes and do not let go, for your lives and the fate of the world depend on it." And with that, the journey began. The mighty Matsya, with the strength born of cosmic purpose, swam through the turbulent waters, pulling the boat behind him. The sky rumbled and roared, and the winds screamed their fury as if lamenting the passing age. Waves the size of mountains crashed over the heads of those aboard, yet the boat held firm, a beacon of hope amidst the raging storm. Beneath the churning waters, strange and fearsome creatures stirred. Demonic beings, imprisoned for eons, sensed the weakening of the cosmos and sought to exploit the chaos. Among them was Hayagriva, a monstrous boar-like demon with a single tusk. He was the embodiment of ignorance and ego, and he had stolen the sacred Vedas, hoping to use their power for his own nefarious purposes. Upon seeing the boat carrying the remnants of humanity and the scriptures, Hayagriva charged forth, his tusks gleaming with a sinister light. "Stop, Vishnu," he bellowed, his voice echoing with demonic power. "You cannot escape my grasp." The Vedas I hold shall be my shield, and with them I shall conquer the cosmos anew. Vishnu, unfazed by the threat, turned to face the demon. Arrogant one, he countered, his voice resonant with divine authority. Your ignorance shall end here. Return the Vedas this instant, or face the consequences. With that, an epic battle ensued. Hayagriva lunged, his tusks aimed at Vishnu's heart, but the Lord was too quick. He dodged the attack and retaliated with swift kicks that sent the demon reeling. The sea churned and foamed as the two titans clashed, their every strike sending tremors through the watery depths. Satyavrata and the others on the boat watched in awe and fear as Vishnu battled the demonic hordes below. The battle raged, a chaotic dance of divine power and primordial evil. But in the end, Vishnu's righteousness triumphed. He retrieved the stolen Vedas from Hayagriva and restored them to their rightful place aboard the boat. With the threat of the demons vanquished, Vishnu turned his attention back to the task at hand. He swam with renewed vigor, propelling the boat forward through the tumultuous waters. The deluge continued for many days, and during that time Vishnu ensured the safety of the boat and its inhabitants, fending off any other creature that dared approach them. Finally, the rains began to subside. The clouds in the sky slowly dissipated, revealing the first rays of a new dawn. The winds, too, seemed to hush their lamentations, as if sharing in the relief of the moment. When the skies cleared, they found themselves amidst towering mountains that had miraculously emerged from the receding waters. Vishnu, with a final surge of strength, guided the boat to rest atop the highest peak of the Himalayas. As the last of the deluge receded, revealing a world washed clean, Vishnu addressed the assembled company. The flood that cleanses the earth every 12 years is over. Now a new world awaits. Go forth, Satyavrata, and be the progenitor of humanity, ensuring that life flourishes once more. And with that, Vishnu faded away into the colors of the rising sun, leaving behind the remnants of the old world and the promise of a new beginning. Stepping out onto the fresh, dew-kissed grass, Satyavrata took his first breath of air in the reborn world. Around him, the survivors emerged from the boat, blinking in the bright sunlight. They were a diverse lot, humans, animals, and representatives of every living thing. Satyavrata looked up to where the sun touched the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson. He bowed his head in reverence to Vishnu, the Lord who had saved them all. He realized that the destruction that had cleansed the earth had also birthed a new dawn, a dawn full of potential and possibility. And as the survivors set about the task of rebuilding their lives, Satyavrata knew that he wasn't just the king of a new era. He was also a steward of a sacred trust. He had a duty to ensure that the lessons of the deluge were not forgotten, that the world would strive to uphold dharma, righteousness, and live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. For Satyavrata, the journey from a compassionate king to the progenitor of a new world had been nothing short of miraculous. His story, much like the cycle of life, death, and rebirth in nature, was a testament to the enduring spirit of existence, reminding all who heard it that from destruction comes creation, from chaos, clarity, and from despair, hope. If you liked this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.